Hello everyone, welcome to Gent Watches, and today we are going to be continuing with Death Note. This will be episode 6 of the show. Now, just a heads up, this is almost like a sneak peek, but I am in very early stages of, I've started a Patreon. I will make a actual video about this, and I'll also probably mention it in a different reaction that's coming up. I mostly started doing this because of, certain reaction shows that I'm starting, that I feel like people are going to want full-length videos, and it will be much easier for me if I do that through a Patreon. So essentially, right now, if everything goes well and if I do everything right, hopefully you can go onto the Patreon, and if you have the money to support, you'll be able to see full-length reactions to this video as well as episode 7. So it will be full-length videos, hopefully one video ahead. That's the plan right now. Everything is subject to change. It's very early days, so I'm not making any clear-cut promises yet, but as that is the current plan, is it should be one episode ahead, full-length reactions. Of course, nothing on YouTube is going to change at all, so if you can't support, don't worry, don't stress at all. I'm not going to make it exclusive to Patreon or anything along those lines, so you will still see the reactions that you always saw. It's only extra stuff that you can see on Patreon. So, anyway, let's get into Death Note. Episode 5, what happened in episode 5? Let me double check what my notes say about episode 5. Oh, we got introduced to Naomi, that's right, I remember that. And they're going to meet L, which is extraordinarily interesting, because I really didn't think that L would make himself known to anyone other than Watari. Like, no, I really thought that L, for the entire show, was going to make sure he stayed at distance from everyone. But what this does, in a way, is since he's showing trust in the police, that is undermining Light's plan to make the police go against L and L go against the police. So I think it is clever. It's also very risky, but it's a calculated risk. So I guess now we just have to see how it plays out for them. I am excited and curious, and I'm just gonna get right into it. So this is Death Note episode 6, Unraveling. It's probably not at all what they expected.
I am L.
Oh my god!
He's nothing like I thought he'd be.
That his voice. I am Al.
I'm Yagami.
Bang.
What the hell was that?
Kira needs a face and a name in order to commit murder. Please
This
do not
is.
give out your name.
Oh, this is so interesting. His voice and that face.
But criminals whose names were never released publicly or whose names were spelled incorrectly in the media have not been targeted.
Spelled incorrectly.
At one of our meetings.
I haven't thought about
That's
that.
enough small talk for now. Come this way.
So if you use the wrong
What do you
kanji
think we're going to be
in
using
Japanese,
our cell phones during this meeting to leak
then it probably wouldn't
information?
work.
It's all right. Just do as he says.
I can't stand it when people's cell phones are ringing while I'm trying to talk. That means when we leave headquarters, any information...
That's how I sit. There it is.
Please make yourselves comfortable.
I feel so represented. That's how I sit. That's how I sit. I really feel like I have to sit like this for all Death Note reactions now, but that's gonna be difficult.
And from now on, I'll have to ask that you stop calling me L. It's Ryuzaki now, just to be safe.
Ryuzaki?
Okay,
Is it? That's surely not his real name,
if
is
we
it?
know that he needs a name and a face to kill.
Kira is childish, and he hates losing. I'm also childish, and I hate That's how I know.
Nice, self-aware.
Ryuzaki.
Also, as soon as I said we knew he was in the Kanto region, in defiance, he made sure his next victims came from within Japan, as if to say, and what are you gonna do about it? He's met with media restrictions to hide criminals from someone like that.
I guess.
He would basically be
Choose to withhold the
taking
names of your worst
hostages.
criminals, I'll kill petty criminals or the innocent. I'm holding the whole world hostage, so who's it
Yeah.
gonna be? By hiding criminals, you are truly evil.
He's already got his thoughts.
That's exactly
He
how
knows
Kira
it.
thinks.
And since none of these investigators exist, Kira won't be able to kill them.
Interesting.
This might work.
Well, before we celebrate, I'll tell you the rest of my thoughts on the Kira case.
Okay.
And listen carefully to what I have to say next.
I'm listening.
On December 14th,
I'm all ears.
12 FBI investigators entered Japan. Kira became aware of the FBI's presence and obviously felt threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't know any of their names or faces, he was at a disadvantage.
I have to make sure that no one ever finds out that I came into contact with Ray Penn.
Yeah. Oof.
How come you're not using the Death Note today? You studying for those entrance exams?
Least of my worries,
A whole
please,
apple,
let's start
dude.
now.
They were all alleged criminals, ex-convicts, or suspects in ongoing investigations, so legally speaking, they were innocent.
Oh,
true.
interesting.
What this indicates is that Kira had to manipulate these lesser criminals in order to kill those FBI agents. The decoys from those who were actually used.
Mmm.
He probably only needed a few.
I see.
Waited 8 days so the FBI could investigate other suspects. Kira had to be one of the people being investigated by the FBI between the 14th and the 19th of December. In fact, I have no doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
There weren't that many people who had access to information from headquarters, and of those, the FBI only investigated a small group in the first 5 days.
Yeah, they could narrow it down there.
So,
By just being here, are you admitting defeat to Kira?
No.
that's right. By
What?
showing my face to you now and by sacrificing the lives of 12 FBI agents, I have lost the battle.
Oh, the
I'm
battle.
not gonna lose
Yeah.
the war. This is the first time I've ever put my life on the line. I want to
Oh,
show Kira that we're all willing to risk our lives.
Oh,
if
okay,
that's what it
cool.
takes.
But there's no mistaking it. This man is L.
those wits and that
Before we go any
confidence.
further, I have to be absolutely sure that none of you are Kira.
Oh, that's a good
Which
point.
of you individually
I
you
didn't even think that you could consider that, but yeah.
What's the deal? He still doesn't trust
Kira
us?
could just
I
be a
think it's fair
policeman.
request.
Just one oversight. A single piece of evidence is all it would take.
Yeah, they've got the same
It could cost me my life.
the same thoughts.
Just one thing.
Oh. Ryuzaki or L looks like Froppy. Is that weird to say from My Hero Academia? Just the way he had his like finger to his lip and he has the big eyes.
Both the police and L don't know that Kira can kill people by means other than a heart attack. If anyone were to discover that fact, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
What?
that's true.
Does it have to be now?
Oh, you're bringing a page. Planning
Just
to
in
kill
case.
No, but lately I've been bringing a page with me every
Yeah,
time
that's
I go
probably a
out,
good
just
idea.
in case.
Although it's kind of risky, maybe, if someone accidentally touches it.
That day, that same day, 4 people died of heart attacks in the Shinjuku area.
Man, yeah, Naomi has a
And
big...
There was the bus jacking.
Yeah, she's got a...
There's
She's
no
got
way it
a
was coincidence.
big clue. She's a major piece of this puzzle. I love it.
Can kill in other ways. It doesn't have to be a heart
She
attack.
knows it! Whoa!
Can't you contact them somehow? I have information relating to the Kira investigation.
The Kira investigation?
Look, I'll call headquarters one more time for you.
Is he gonna actually speak up?
You helped solve the insurance fraud murder investigation sometime last year.
What?
But hey, no one remembers the receptionist, do they?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with faces.
I'm
I just
also
need to say
terrible
my
with
name on the
faces.
form,
So,
Well,
Light,
Light
is
might
this
have,
man gonna be
Light
helping
might
us
have
with
been
the Kira
lying. He
investigation
probably
too?
was.
right? Sure. My father is actually in charge of the Kira investigation. If you'd like, I could pass your message on to him. His cell phone is off at the moment, but I should be able to contact him
Oh
soon.
my gosh.
A number of
This is a
FBI
good way to
agents
get
were
the
just
information
killed,
out of
and a lot
her.
detectives have quit the case because they're afraid of Kira.
But I
So
don't
it's
want her to
pretty
tell
easy
him.
now.
Light, it's probably better if you don't discuss this with.
She's a wise and careful person. I heard about what happened.
Look at those
Figured out the
eyes.
Police had a leak of some kind.
Oh.
You'll have to trust my father and I, which I hope won't be too difficult.
Thank you so much.
Oh no.
She walked right into that one.
She did. Or did she? She probably did.
I've got to say,
I don't know
you must be
what
pretty
could have been
brave to
too
be getting
suspicious of
involved
that.
in a Kira case like this. We've been talking, and I just realized I don't even know your name.
Your full
My
name?
name is Light Yagami. Light's written with the character for moon, and Yagami with the characters for night and God. Kind of weird, huh?
Introducing
My name's
himself with the
Shokomaki.
way to
It's
spell
written
it.
with the characters for shining. Ko as in child, space and key as in tree.
Shoko Maki. Who's she saying she is?
I've been thinking about Kira's power.
Was he laughing
And I
because she
don't believe
lied and he
anyone
knew it?
somehow
Because he's got the
controls
eyes?
weapons before they die.
So do I. Kira can kill in a number of ways, not just with a heart attack.
Knows? Who is this?
But if the police are willing
He's
to
gonna try to kill Shoko
catch
Maki.
Kira,
You know, that
And if he does
possibility never
that,
even crossed
it would
my
be
mind.
super
So what
suspicious.
you're saying is,
I'm almost positive that someone I know may have.
Although that wouldn't work.
met Kira? An FBI agent. Met Kira.
Yep.
B?
Yep.
You see, he
Penba
was also my
himself.
fiancé. Reason to believe that he met Kira on that bus.
Oh my gosh, she's giving him all the
Penba.
information.
I've come to believe that Kira
Look,
set up that bus
look at that
jacket
look.
planned to bring him into contact with my fiancé. In other words,
Not a heart
it
attack.
suggests that heart attacks aren't the only way Kira can kill people.
I really like Naomi. I just want her to be the one to take him down.
I think whoever saw his ID that day is responsible for the deaths of all the agents.
Oh man.
Unbelievable. She figured it out. This must be the oversight Light was worried about.
The person your fiance showed his ID to on the bus that day, it had to be Kira.
Oh. He's getting on her good side. Oh man.
God on my side after all. I'm not just a god of death.
Wow, the blue hair and red hair. That was in the intro that like the their hair is different colors, but it's interesting seeing it in the show. Okay, so I mean most of that episode was all of that episode was just talking. Most of the episode was like it was a lot of recap of stuff we already knew, but it was recapping two characters who either didn't know or didn't know that other people knew. So it's not like it was wasted time or anything. And I do think there was some very interesting things to come out of this. First of all, L, his name is Ryuzaki, or Ryuzaki is a different pseudonym that he's going by. But I feel like Ryuzaki, that's a single name, so he has a first or a last name that he's not saying, and so he's still safe from Light, even if someone leaks his name's Ryuzaki. Light still won't know his first or last name, whichever one Ryuzaki isn't. So there's that, which is interesting enough. But there's also what was I saying? His name's Ryuzaki, and that's really cool. And then there's all of the Naomi storyline, which is really cool as well, because I like her and she has this one major clue, and this clue, if it got to L, would make his case be much easier. I don't think it would necessarily solve his case, but I think it would give him it would save him months and thousands of people's lives, and I think he would get to the conclusion much quicker. And so I think that's very, very interesting. Something that I was thinking about, because she introduced herself to him as Shoko Maki, which we know her name is Naomi, right? But she introduced herself as... No, sorry. Yeah, it was Shoko Maki is what she said. So, and she was very quick to say exactly how it was spelled as well. So she had a fake name prepared, or the name of someone else. Originally, or her name's not Naomi, but I think that's much less likely. I think originally I was thinking oh my god, this is massive, because originally what I thought was Shoko Maki would have been the name of someone else, a friend of hers, or maybe not a friend, but someone that she knew. And then if she went home and then a few days later she finds that Shoko Maki died, then she would immediately go, huh, well, I know who it is. It's that kid. It's Light. Because I only told one person that name, and then immediately that person was killed. So, yep, it's Light. But then I realized that that doesn't make sense, because to write the person's name in the Death Note, you would need to know their face. With that being said, maybe she doesn't know that, and that might also just be the purpose of, she might have actually said someone's real name and will be keeping an eye on that. But, man, my brain is all over the place. I swear I'm making a good point. But regardless, the point is she hid her name, so Light can't just go home and write Naomi Penba. I assume her last name is Penba because she was married to no, she wasn't married. They were about to get married, so she hadn't changed her name yet. Okay, yeah, so I don't even know what her last name is. So even if I had a Death Note right now, I couldn't kill her. So very good, very cool. Let's see, L. So I did want to talk about L. I think it's very interesting the way he's putting the trust in them. He's a very weird character. That's kind of the point, is that he looks like a weird, lame, introvert teen, just wearing some weird white shirt or sweater or whatever he's wearing, and barefoot, sitting up on the couch with his feet up on the couch. He's a very strange dude, but very smart. I mean, I would be curious to. I actually don't want to learn about his backstory within the show, but I also want to know. Does it make sense? I want to know his backstory, but I don't actually want them to reveal it to me, because I want to focus on the story and moving it forward. And the mystery of him is kind of a lot of fun. And not knowing much about him, but at the same time, I'm super curious at why is he so smart? Yeah, sure, he's an investigator, but what made him become this investigator? What made him super interested in solving mysteries? Like he said, he hates to lose as well. He's also got a bit of a complex. I would argue not as horrible a complex as Light has, but a complex nonetheless. He is enjoying this little chess game that they have going on, but he's also trying to do he's trying to save the world, save people. But yeah, it's crazy. It's just really crazy. Yeah, I can tell my brain is fried, but I really enjoyed this episode. So yeah, well. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode. I'm sorry that my discussion I think I had some good points in the discussion, but I could not articulate them at all. I kept losing my train of thought. So that's my bad. I've had a very long few days, so I think my brain just needs something. It needs to eat or something. Who knows? But regardless, thank you very much for watching episode 6 of Death Note with me. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also in the description, you will find links to my Twitter and my new Patreon, if that is up right now. And if it is, you can feel free to support me there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.